maybe someone is already on. We still got 8 minutes until the official starting time. So I found out that I can simply mute my browser with my sound settings on my computer, so I don't have a problem with the loopback. I'm a genius.
What now?
Because the problem was that last time I had the preview window open.
Right.
And so I had the loopback again. And because I wasn't able to mute the sound on the preview window simply because we weren't streaming yet. And so I just muted the browser. I found that there's a possibility to mute the browser in my computer, so no problem.
Oh yeah, it has that little
yeah, it's a little icon.
Speaker icon. Yeah.
In case someone is already on here, this is sort of the pre-show that we're making. So to avoid problems, we will be starting the stream, the official stream, in 7 minutes. So I brought you something, Fern.
What is it?
Gummy bears.
Ah, sorry, sugar and jelly. Gelatin, actually.
Okay, do you mind grabbing my nuts then?
Better than your little wiener.
I thought about doing that joke again. I won't.
No, please. No, that's...
No,
yeah.
Serious people.
Alrighty then. So, okay. Oh, you know what? Do you have the list?
I have the list.
Okay.
List of questions.
Yes. Should I bring it up?
I have it here too.
Hold on.
So let me check. We have okay, questions left open. How we search for photos, or how we do search for photos. Then we have the questions: how to post on Tumblr, effective way of posting. I thought that this could be the bridge from how we search for photos to how to post on Tumblr. We can talk about tags. I think there's a bit to say about tags.
You're the tag guy.
I'm the tag guy, right? And then there's the question still left open: the frequency of photos from the same photographer on both sides, how we decide on that. But I think we talked about that last time.
We talked about that quite a bit, but we can go over it real briefly, sure. There's two things, actually maybe three, two things I wanted to add. Watermarks.
Watermarks, very good.
And also, wait, who's got the feedback? You or me?
I don't hear any feedback.
Okay, I'm hearing it. So let's do, hold on, where am I? I'm on Firefox. Yeah, but I need to hear you. No, there shouldn't be. All right, never mind. It was just minimal. There's the watermarks, and there's also that some ¿cómo se llama esto, Dios mío? Some themes, thank you. Some themes do not allow you to enlarge the photograph so you can see better detail. Some of them will take you right back to the main site, and some of them will. And that, I'm sorry, but if I can't see the photograph, or the photograph's too large, and I can't get a good, because again, it won't reduce, that's a problem. And I will not reblog anything that I can't get the whole picture.
Good.
I mean, I just went over the topic, but yeah, I think that sizing issue, basically, sizing issue. There you go.
Isn't it a very interesting topic? Yeah, definitely. But let's not talk about that now.
Now, yes.
Yeah. So, but that's a good thing. And watermarks, yes, I actually thought about a lot about watermarks. You probably saw the anon on my blog, which was, so I thought a lot about watermarks in the last days. But yeah, let's talk about watermarks. It's a very good idea. So we have still 3 minutes left, and it's always a challenge to arrange all the windows.
I know, right?
and I have even 2 monitors.
Wait, how come? That's interesting.
We already have 2 viewers. Cool. So, and I will switch now to the black screen of our in conversation intro. So we're going to start in 2 minutes. And I guess I will make the post in a minute. Feedback that only you have been seen, not me.
Oh, you mean it's only been me?
Yeah, but I controlled the camera.
God, why?
Now it's black.
It's good. Yes, no, I can see that.
Should be black. So 1 minute left. And I think I'm gonna launch the post. So in case we will start soon. But I think that works this way. Now it's black because present to everyone. I made the same mistake that you made. That I didn't, because you have to click twice. Now it should be black.
Yes, it's black now, but it was, oh yeah, okay. By the way, have you watched Top Photographer with Nigel Barker?
No, I haven't.
I posted a link on LuxLit. Actually, it's whoops.
It's 8. Let's start. I'm gonna
go.
Post, and we can talk about that. Okay, the post is out on PWS, and so now we're gonna start. Hello and welcome everyone to In Conversation 3, the second In Conversation in November, because we ran out of time last week, and so we decided to make a second edition of In Conversation with me here live on YouTube and live on Tumblr. Fernando Socorro, admin of LuxLit, qbn-scholar.tumblr.com. Hello.
Hold on. So is it on PWS?
It's on PWS. I posted.
Okay, so hold on. What I should do is
reblock the post that I just made on PWS. So,
all right.
In the meantime, my name is Pete. I like pictures, but you know that.
Go.
So, yeah, we had some questions left open last time. We're going to talk about how we, as in curators on blogs that support original photography. Search for photos, which possibilities we have to search for photos. We're going to talk about how to more effectively post photos on Tumblr. I think we have some ideas that we want to share. We will also talk about, we had a little pre-show in which we tested some settings, which was running 10 minutes. Fern brought up the topic of watermarks as well. So if we still have time, we're going to talk about watermarks. And then there's this one very, very interesting question, very personal question, of course. Does the title of a picture change your mind about a photo? But let's first start with how we search for photos. Fern, please.
So the searching, well, we have the submissions. I really don't know, because as I've mentioned last time and I mentioned before, the LuxLit crew is very casual. We really, communicate every so often. So I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that they just find stuff. We do not track, by the way, we do not track any specific tags at all. Every once in a while, I will go to I will plug in the photographers on Tumblr tag and find stuff. But we get enough submissions from the crew. I find enough stuff, and the submissions from the Tumblr community are more than enough, because we only post like 15 photos, maybe 20 every once in a while a day. So yeah, we don't track tags.
We do track tags, but we also only track photographers on Tumblr and original photographers. So if you tag your photos with PWS or photos worth seeing, or as we just learned with LuxLit, that won't help you, because we only look for the tags photographers on Tumblr and original photographers. One thing about tags, maybe very interesting to know, many people don't know that, you can put virtually, I don't know how many tags you can really put in a post, but only the first 20 tags that you put in your post, and put them in the tag field, not in the caption field. I see that a lot, that people put the tags in the caption field. That's what the tag field is for. Only the first 20 tags will go into the Tumblr search. But there's a twist to that, because there are actually two ways of searching for posts on Tumblr. That is the Tumblr search, the search field if you're logged on the computer or also on the app. And the search, the Tumblr search, you can also use that by typing in tumblr.com/search/ and then your search word. That also dives into the text. So the problem with that is you find a lot, but you also don't necessarily find what you're looking for. So what we do on PWS is we use the so-called tagged search, which is only available on the computer if you're logged in on the computer, which is tumblr.com/tagged and then slash and then the tag. The problem with the tagged search is that it only uses the first 5 tags, but you will get much more precise results. I made a video about that, the difference between the search and the tag search, and I will put that later into the post and also into the description of this YouTube video. Maybe set even an interactive link in the video to that video. So the important thing is, if you want your photos to be found by blogs that track tags, like photographers on Tumblr, like original photographers, some blogs, I know LensBlur does that. LensBlur tracks LensBlur as a tag. Use those tags that are really important for you, so that you think, I want people to find my photos with these tags. Use these as the first 5 tags, or as one of the first 5 tags. And that's why we on PWS stress with our specials that to always put these tags as the first 5 tags, so that we can actually find them. So that is an important thing to know. And so I think we're already at the second, or do you have something to add?
No, just real quickly, your comment about the tags in the text, if I'm not mistaken, that may be for Twitter and perhaps for Instagram.
Yes. It's if I might chime in here, that is I see that a lot with people who post on Twitter or on Instagram, and they put that's if I'm not mistaken. Well, with Twitter and Instagram, you put the tags into the text field. There's no special tag field for that, and so if they post their photos on Twitter or on Instagram, and then from there to Tumblr, the tags will automatically go into the caption field and not into the tag field, but that doesn't really help if we're looking for tags.
Right.
So, yeah, tips, tricks, how to more effectively post on Tumblr. You want to say something about that, Fern?
Well, I think the tags is one of the ways to do that. And I think it's a broader question that goes back to what kind of audience do you have, what's important to you, which is what you said as far as the tags are concerned. On the one hand, you have to post, and I know we've discussed this, you have to post what you like, and really because you're enjoying it. I think once you start following an audience, that's a very treacherous road, and eventually it gets exhausting. So you have to really do what you enjoy. So there's that. There's post what you like. Some photographers dislike photos with a lot of text. Some like to include a story. It really all depends on I don't know about the effectiveness. I think really the tagging is just as important. I think I sometimes see these photos with a lot of tags that are very minute, detailed, and I was doing that once. I was actually tagging stuff in Spanish and English, and sometimes I've seen in French, flower, fleur, fleur, blah blah blah, and it's like, dude, relax. The photos will get liked, the photos will get out there. You could put 500 tags on there, and you still might get 1 or 2 notes. And you can put just photographers on Tumblr and get 1,000 notes. So to me, it's the effectiveness. Maybe it's because, and again, we talked about this a little bit last time, and I'm like you, I've rarely ever submitted anything to anybody, and I've never really worried about getting my stuff out there. And I don't have a big following, and I rarely get more than 35 to 50 notes on a photograph, which is lovely. I'm not complaining. So the effectiveness is, I think, as long as you're enjoying it, I think that's what's really, at least to me, truly important. If I'm not enjoying it, what the hell? And you burn out. Once you don't enjoy it, you burn out.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Same for me. I just I have my queue running, which if I have a photo lately, I don't post too much, but that just posts the photo automatically at 6:30 my time, simply because I found that at around that time most people are online, and so many people don't scroll their dashes down anymore. So that is something that changed in the last years. It seems that nobody really, well, not nobody, but I have the impression that less people scroll down their dashes, like really to the last post they've seen.
I do want to say something about that. I agree with you. I think it's hysterical when you see someone who all of a sudden, likes 20 of your last posts, but I will also say I do, but when I take, for example, the last couple of days, I take a break, I won't go down the dashboard. If I missed a day, I'm not going to go more than maybe a couple of photos down. I'm not going to try and go and catch up to precisely where I was before. So yeah, that's, Tumblr has changed.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's because you say that, it happened to me a lot, and I see that it's the same thing. There's some people who just either they're not online for quite a time and then check out the blogs they instead of really going down the dash. But it happened to me a lot that I just simply don't see or don't have posts on my dash. Then I say, okay, it can be that I missed 1 or 2 photos of photographers, but there are people who haven't been on my dash for almost weeks. And so that is one of those well-known Tumblr bugs that sometimes blogs simply don't show up on your dash.
See, that doesn't happen to me, I have to say. The other thing is, this is happening to me more and more. I am actually in communication with a growing number of people who I do not follow and do not necessarily follow me. But through messaging, we are in contact. And again, that's one of the things I really find fascinating about Tumblr. And I just wanted to add that too. So the effectiveness, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for numbers, I don't really know if there's a magic thing, because honestly, being Tumblr famous isn't a thing anymore. Or I mean, it can always be a thing, but it's not what it used to be. If you want community, it's out there. Just start communicating, find your niche, and hit it.
Absolutely agree. Yeah. It's the question about effectiveness is 2 things, and that was actually part of the questions. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. What I find to a degree ineffective, let's put it like that, are people who are not online for days or even weeks, which is, of course, everyone can do whatever they want, but then obviously went out a lot shooting, make like 20, 50, 100 photos that I want to show and post all at once.
Yes.
Which is not only ineffective in a way that if you have a lot of photos to show, why post them all at once, especially since as we said, many people don't scroll down their dashes, and curated blogs or people that are part of curated blogs, they are only online at a certain time. And so if you post 20 photos in a row, then chances are that your photos will not be found, even if you tag them correctly.
Yes.
So one thing that I would really say is increases the effectiveness. Feed your queue. Set up your queue, 1 photo a day, 2 photos a day, 3 photos, whatever, and feed your queue. And then the next thing is what I hate to unfollow people, and I rarely unfollow people. But if someone really spams my dash with 20, 30, 50 photos a day, and I had these type of people, and the photos are not really every single, well, I even unfollowed someone once who really, each photo was excellent, but I follow too many blogs anyway, and I can have 50, 60, and that person, I think, and we're talking about original photos, not reblogs, posted like 50, 60 photos a day. I don't know where they got them from. Maybe they collected them over years, but that is just that is a good way to shy people away, because nobody really wants that. And so just feed your queue, 3 photos, 4 photos, 5 photos a day. That makes everything much more effective in terms of you won't, people are more willing to follow your blog because you don't spam their dash. And also your photos will be found because people are online at different times, search for photos at different times. And the question was about, the question was also directed towards sizes of photos. there's the thing, and I won't be talking too much about that. And I found a link. I just have to find it here in on my millions of windows that I have open. Here, did I? Oh, here it is. Okay, I have to switch to full screen here, because there is actually a thing that when I started posting my photos, I realized that, and I'm gonna switch to that. I realized that even though my photos are crisp and clear on my computer, when I post them on Tumblr, they seem blurred. Do we see the link?
Yes.
Okay, that is, by the way, from a blog called Unwrapping, one of the must-follow blogs, in my humble opinion. Wonderful blog. If you're interested in blogging on Tumblr, unwrapping.tumblr.com is a must-follow blog, and that is a post. I will post the link in the description of the video. And you see that the Tumblr dash image size is 540 pixels wide. And so does and we also see that the maximum size to post is 1280 pixels by 1920 pixels. So this is the maximum size of photos you can post on Tumblr. So if you post, I don't even know if it works or if Tumblr will give you some sort of an error message if you use bigger sized photos. I think it just shrinks them down. And that is the problem with Tumblr, because the algorithms are terrible. Staff. And so if you have a photo that is the width of the dashboard, of the dash image, that is what's the crucial thing. I found that if you use a multiple of 540 pixels, then it only gets, the resize will be more precise and the pictures look clearer. So if my photo sizes are actually, if I post a photo in portrait orientation, it is actually—
Can you scroll down just a little?
Yeah, I'll scroll down in a minute, in a second. So if I post a photo in portrait orientation, is actually 540 pixels by 810 pixels. And so we have a tall photo post. I never use them. And we have, it's too much to talk about that all. I'm going to post the link. Very, very effective way of making your pictures look good on the dashboard. And so if you have a picture in landscape orientation, I personally use a width of 1080 pixels. So it gets resized to half of its size, 540 pixels, and still stays crisp and clear. And that's what I stop the screen share now. So I'm gonna back at me. So that's, I made an output preset in Lightroom, so I don't have to care every time. I just set that once, post the photo, and it looks good on the dash. As I said, you will find that post on unwrapping.tumblr.com. You can either search on the blog for sizes or picture sizes, and I will put the link in the description of the video and on Tumblr. So that is one thing that will really help you to make your photos look better on the dashboard.
The other thing about effectiveness, and it goes back to the whole idea of community, and I remember being at a presentation excuse me, for grad students about effective blogging and building an audience. And part of it is what you said, having even if it's a limited, very short but steady presence. Again, which is why your cue is so important. If you're going to go into it for real and you want to build up a name for yourself, or you want to promote your whatever, you have to communicate. You have to participate and build a community. And the other thing that I remember reading was about why. ¿Cómo se llama la muchachita esta, la rubia, que is the country singer, who's so cute? She's crossed over, the country singer, blonde. She was dating Tom Huddleston, and she's dated, oh my God, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. One of the reasons that this article said that Taylor Swift has become so popular is because she communicates with her audience, and she often, especially on Twitter, because this is what the article was looking at, she will often make her posts about her fans and about their communications and about what they're doing and how special they are. And that is also, in my opinion, crucial. If you want to be effective on the web, that communication must be two-way. And whenever possible, engage the other people and make it about them. And it actually becomes fun. I mean, I've actually put that into practice, and you don't even have to think about it. It's just a way of communicating. That's a big part of effectiveness too. It's the numbers are great, but it's more about how you handle yourself in your public-facing persona. There you go. Oh, that was deep.
Definitely. Being present, and I mean, we can't deny that if you are more if you send flying hearts, that chances are that people are more likely going to check out your posts and your photos. And so being active in the community, engaging in the community, showing appreciation, that will get you definitely a lot of appreciation back, and people are, as I said, more likely to look at your posts. And just not being a dick also helps. I mean, let's be honest.
It hasn't stopped you from getting a couple of people to follow you.
Yeah, there's a thing. I got the question quite often. How many followers do you have? Is one of the most frequent questions that I get. And the fact is, I have like, well, depending on which blog they're talking about, I have about 150, or well, between 150 and 300 followers. These are the ones that follow my blog and actually engage and send hearts, and the rest of the notes are not from people that follow my blog. So the amount of followers of the blog says nothing, and that's where we are at being Tumblr famous. There, I guess everyone saw these posts floating around, this and that amount of followers, meaning dedicated blogger, this and that amount of Tumblr famous, blah blah. That's all bullshit. The amount of followers says nothing at all, and I think. Yeah, I started, that's the three reasons why I unfollow a blog is if they spam my dash, and the second one is if their posts make me feel uncomfortable, which is very often that they spread negativity. And Tumblr should be fun. It's my free time. So if someone constantly litters my dash with negativity, then chances are that I won't be following them anymore.
All right, so I want to go to does the title of the picture change your mind about a photo?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It can change my. By the way, I'm sorry. I'm eating gummy bears. There are two things in life that I love: gummy bears and pumpkin. So does the title change my mind? It can, because a title is something that gives me the possibility to look into the photographer's mind. They give me a hint what they wanted to show me. If I see a picture, then I encode the picture and it does something to me. And if I see a title, it can give me a whole new view on the picture. So I love that. For me, titles are extremely important. I have photos in my drafts that I don't post because I don't have a title for them. So for me, titles are extremely important, and they definitely can and sometimes even will change my view and my mind on photos.
Yeah, for me, rarely. I find them insightful. By the way, the same for text. Sometimes if there's an explanation, there's a story, there's background, lovely. I love that stuff. Depending, of course, on if the photo is any good. The only time it might change my mind is if you tell me this is a photo, and I keep talking about cat pictures because they're considered so unartistic. So this is a picture of a cat, and there's where not even where's the cat, because it can be a figurative, abstract photo, and I get that. But if it in no way conveys what that photo is trying to convey, according to the photographer, maybe, because if it's a good photograph, from my point of view, if it makes me react, if I see that it's technically good, if there's something that keeps me looking at the photograph, even to figure out WTF, then I might post it anyway. So the titles, while a lot of times they are absolutely wonderful. I love the humor, that the thinking, like what Pete said about, he won't post a photo because he doesn't have a title. Not so much. But again, it's, all of this is personal.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't say it necessarily does change my mind. It's oh, there's one thing. Can I say that one thing about effectiveness? Because that is actually an interesting thing. If you just post a photo and have nothing in the captions, and someone reblocks that photo gets reblocked. Wonderful, great. But if you have something in the captions and the photo gets reblocked, then your Tumblr URL is automatically in the post as well. So that is, I saw that. I think I saw that by on Gerardo's blog, and one of Gerardo's blogs, he just sometimes puts a dot in his post.
Yes.
So no title, which is fine, of course. Picture speaks for itself, but if the picture gets reblocked, photo gets reblocked, we see the name of the blog, which is also something effectiveness. And can I say something really? I want to bust a myth now, and that is the myth of the so-called source tag. I don't know who brought that up, but the source tag is crap. It doesn't work. There's some people who claim, and believe me, I tried that. I experimented a lot, because there are some people out there who really insist on that this works. It doesn't work. Some people say if you put source colon and your Tumblr URL or your blog's name in the tags, then magically your Tumblr URL will get on a reblog, get into the source of the post.
No,
this is not true. This is a myth. This doesn't work.
What you need to specify, though,
but it works anytime. You don't have to put that in the tags.
Right, but you need to specify. You're not talking about the hitting the icon in the upper right and entering the source.
That, because some people say that only if here's the thing: you reblog an original post, doesn't have to be a photo, and there's no. We sometimes see source colon and then the Tumblr URL, not in the tags, but really in the source field that is visible.
Right.
If you reblog an original post, you can put the source on your post. You can do that, which is good. If you don't do that and someone reblocks that post, nothing is in the source. But if that post gets reblocked from that blog again, then the source automatically wanders in the source field of your post. and even to the original post, not just the blog. So you don't have to put the source tag into the tags. Skip that, forget that. That's a myth. It doesn't work. It's just a waste of valuable tags.
Okay, so let's
We have
cover.
a message on
Go
Tom
for it.
on YouTube. Craig Johnston writes, "People tell me my work is iconic and timeless, but Instagram and Tumblr have been almost complete failure." At C Johnston photo on IG and craigwilliamsjohnston.tumblr.com. How I can noticed. Bloggers only get me likes on that particular photo. Yeah, that's a good question. How to raise awareness for your own blog. That's what we said in effective blogging. I don't think we have too much to add to that. Maybe submit your photos to rebloggers, and that's the thing. Raising notes on photos is one thing. Getting followers, in my personal experience, getting followers only works if you engage in the community. Okay, sorry, just arrived. Yeah, it's the video will be online and you can watch it from. That's what the whole video so far was about. Well, not the whole video, but a lot of that video was about effective blogging, how to raise awareness for your own photos and for your own blog.
Yeah, and the problem is there's a lot of new, when we talked about this last time, there's a lot of really great new photographers. I know someone specifically locally who's great photographer. When his photographs get reblogged, they get a lot of counts. He writes some really insightful commentary on his photographs as well. He's engaging somewhat in the community, yet for his Tumblr, there's very little attention, and that is just again back to the change. That whole idea of being Tumblr famous, that has gone by the wayside because Tumblr has become another very popular media platform. Same thing for from what I've heard, by the way, for what was the other one that he mentioned?
Instagram.
Instagram. Instagram has exploded, and to get that kind of exposure that used to be available earlier, not so much. Not unless you're one of the Kardashians or you're Taylor Swift. So you really, I think it goes back to what we discussed, and it's on the video, and to really enjoying what you do, and to also perhaps looking at other venues. If you want to be a professional photographer, Tumblr and Instagram, I don't think are necessarily the best ways to go. I think it can raise your exposure, but I think that's a whole other process, right? I mean, and again, that's my question to that question. Is it just getting more votes, or is it actually a more of a professional process that you're searching for and that you want to, you know what I mean?
I think, well, what I heard, I can say that from my own experience because I abandoned my Instagram. I know that lots and lots and lots of people now use Instagram even as their first place to put their photos. And it seems to be something that is really, as you said, is on the rise, and it seems to be obligatory to have your Instagram. I think, and just today, yeah, it depends on which kind of photos you post. I mean, if you post cityscapes or landscapes, I don't know. I don't think that Instagram is the place to put your photos if you really want to show something. It's just the size is too small. For me, even the size on Tumblr is too small. That's one of the reasons why I actually think about going back to Flickr or 500px just to post bigger landscapes so that you can have them full screen or something. but that's just, yeah. It's always a question, what you said, what do you want to show, and what do you want to achieve? And Instagram as one way to raise awareness for your blog is surely not the wrong way to go. So we're now in 37 minutes in the conversation. We were aiming for about half an hour. Do we want to talk about
how to become a member?
How to become? Oh, we forgot that. How to become a member? How can I become?
Make it short.
Fern, how can I become a LuxLit member?
Right now, we really, honestly, because of the small amount of photos we post a day, we really don't need anybody, honestly. And I think this might be true for most of the Tumblr photo reblog sites that are teams. When we need someone, we'll ask. I know LensBlur does that. We've done that. Yeah. The other thing is, if you're really interested in being a part of a Tumblr reblog site, create your own and ask some people that you're familiar with if they want to join you.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Or, like you said, or just ask. I mean, the same with us.
Or ask.
Right now, we're 6 members. It all works out pretty well, and so far we're a mixture of people that either we asked or that asked us, and it's a thing. I mean, you have to be. I think that is the same with every curated blog or every supporting blog. You have to be willing and have to really put a certain consistency. And every blog has a different sees it differently. Some say you have to put this and that amount of work into the blog every week or even every day. Others say, okay, we expect frequent contributions. Just ask if you want to do that. Just write to the admins if they need help and what you are willing to offer. I mean, there's one we had. So far, we only had very good experiences with people. I mean, people came and people left. Okay, that's just the way it is. And
yes.
the only time that we kind of fell flat on our belly was with a person who wanted to. I want to be part. I want to be part. And then I think they put one photo in the queue and then they disappeared. Okay, but that's just how it is, and that's the web. So. That's why I say when people ask me, is okay, we expect this or that. We're pretty clear what we expect, and then everything will run smoothly.
Yeah, we're, again, and I've said this before, we're very casual. I mean, some of our crew will not post, will not share anything in the drafts for a week or more, no problem. Some of them do it regularly. It all balances out because there's always stuff in the drafts, and then I'm also looking for stuff, and we have the submissions, and so it all balances out, really. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much. But again, what's really, and I want to stress this. One of the things is, again, the Tumblr famous thing. Yes, there's LensBlur, and LensBlur was the first, and LensBlur is also, I have to say, and I know they've talked about this, but it's good to reinforce, and I know this because I was with LensBlur for about a little over a year. LensBlur has a whole designed system in the back end that handles everything. It's its own website that's programmed to handle everything in a much easier way, so that it can handle the huge amount of traffic that they get. Because I think they still might be getting at least 200 submissions a day. And that's not counting the tracked tags as well. And so you have this feed that each one of you can look at and vote, and it keeps track of how many how many times a photographer has been reblogged. So there's not too many. And their limit, which is what I follow on LuxLit, is 10 days. I mean, it's flexible, but it's 10 days. But aside from LensBlur, you know, the other reblog sites are smaller. And again, if it's something that you love and it's something that you're enjoying, join one of us, ask, or start your own. I mean, I don't know if any of you saw the wonderful post by Alexis about I Stumbled Upon, and how the very first 2 people that he reblogged were people he already had communication with when he first started I Stumbled Upon. And the 3 of them, Noor and Lena, A Little Taste of Men, and Nurit Men, are now part of ISU, I Stumbled Upon, and they're a wonderful team. They're very happy. They've been doing it for over a year, or a year and a half, right? 2 years, or no, 10,000, something like that. I reblogged the post on LuxLit if you want to look for it. If not, just go to I Stumbled Upon. So again, you know, it's about the building the community.
I have that on Let's Talk Photography.
What?
No, doesn't matter.
Oh, you also on Let's Talk Photography?
Yes, of course.
Okay, all right. No. By the way, by the way, it's another great resource, and it's another thing you can join if you are interested in if you are more of a nerd and you want to, you know, share articles that you find every once in a while that are interesting. There's also Let's Talk Photography, and I think they're really easy to join. Correct?
Absolutely. Let's Talk Photography is has an open membership. Everyone can join. There's no quota or something. If you want to join that blog, just post findings. Just check out the blog, let's talk photography.tumblr.com. This is really yeah, we post when we find something, and if we don't find something, then we don't post anything. It's just we try to collect the whole blog. Just started just as a collection of, actually it started as a joke, but it seems that people take me too seriously on Tumblr. So everything that I start as a joke becomes a big thing. No, it's not a big thing. It's just, it's really a blog that, yeah, I think it has its niche, and
yes,
it works. And we don't have to put all on somewhere else. So that's it. I think it's a good blog.
Yes, it's a very good blog, and I at Tumblr, and I will say we post a lot of stuff from Let's Talk Photography on LuxLit and vice versa, because in a sense they're both about education, and that's why I love Let's Talk Photography. I have to say, I don't like Pete that much, and I think he is a joke, but he's not that funny. But yes. So anyway, anything else?
So we have to decide. We're 45 minutes in. Do we want to talk about watermarks, or do we want to talk about watermarks in the next in conversation?
Watermarks next in conversation, and also the sizing that we were talking about earlier in the themes, and how that can stop us from seeing, and how and those 2 issues. Sure, next in conversation, which will be in December, I'm assuming.
I think so, yes.
So I was thinking it shouldn't be, maybe it should be a week earlier, around the 12th or something like that, because we do have the holidays.
December the 12th. The 12th is a Monday. I would prefer if it's not on the 10th, simply because on the 11th there will be Selfie Sunday on PWS, which also always means a lot of work.
The 17th?
The 11th.
No. Let's do the 17th.
Oh, let's do. Yeah, let's do. One thing, I just got a message by Nikos. Of course, we have 7 members on PWS, not 6 members, as I falsely claimed. But well, actually, we have 7 members because lately I haven't been doing so much for PWS other than the queue. So actually, there are only 6 members who actually do something for them.
Oh, how humble. Excuse me. All right, so are we finished?
We're finished, I guess. So,
alrighty. So in Conversations critique is coming up in 14 minutes.
Good.
Okay, if anybody needs a bathroom break.
I need one.
Yes. Oh God. All right. So in 13 minutes.
1 second.
I think Pete just saw his face.
I choked. Sorry.
You did see your face.
I said choke, not pooped.
Oh!
I know you would like that. I know you would like that. Self-deprecating humor. That's what Fern likes. At least if it's coming from me. Okay. Then let's stop that. It was a blast, like every time. And I think this time we were did that quite smoothly, and we were kind of in time and everything. And I think we showed that we can do that. There's still a lot of ways to improve, but we have now 12 viewers. At the peak, we have been at 617. Fern signals me to be faster. So this one's for today. Bye-bye till December 17th for the next In Conversation with Fern, who's signaling me stuff. I don't know. And myself. Bye-bye. Till next time.